Welcome once again to All the Kirbys, where we've been playing through every Kirby game, spin-off, side game, what have you, from the beginning all the way through to the end. And next up, released about a year after Kirby Triple Deluxe, is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. This is not considered one of the mainline Kirby games, as Triple Deluxe was, but it's also not a spin-off, like DDD's Drum Dash was. I don't know what the appropriate title is, but I think something like a side game is probably apt enough. This is one of the very few, in fact I think the only Kirby game that was released on the Wii U, aside from re-releases and virtual console games and what have you. And it takes inspiration from Canvas Curse. You see, they saw what you could do with the Wii U controller and thought this would actually be a very apt use for the controller, being able to draw on that. They were also enamored by the asynchronous control, whereas one player would use the controller and others would be able to look at the TV to play. Which is also where this game allows multiplayer, which I will not be taking advantage of. But multiplayer, where the secondary players would control Waddle Dee, or Bandana D, with the D-pad and the controller. So that brings us back to the game itself. As I mentioned before, it is spiritual sequel, a follow-up to Canvas Curse. This is Rainbow Curse. It got a lot of praise for its music, for its art style, which everyone loved the art style, which is absolutely amazing. This clay model style, and that even though the game runs at 60 FPS, it's rendered, especially cutscenes and things, at a much, much lower frame rate in order to give that claymation feel. On the other hand, it was also said that there wasn't a lot of content for the game, it was perhaps too easy in some places, and in the end of the day, it got I think it was a Metacritic rating of 74, which for a Kirby game is not particularly great. And this was one of the worst-selling Kirby games to date. It sold, of course, not nearly as much as one of the mainline Kirby games would sell, but as far as the spin-offs and things go, it didn't do terribly, but it certainly didn't do well. And you could say the reason for this was, A, because it was a Wii U title, and the Wii U, as we've mentioned before, simply didn't do that great. But also that it was a follow-up to Canvas Curse, which Canvas Curse itself is a very polarizing Kirby game. So you're making a game on a console that didn't do terribly well, effectively for people who, the small group of people that enjoyed Canvas Curse, or the smaller group of people that enjoyed Canvas Curse. That's the best I can say. As it goes to my own experience with it, I have not played it before, aside from playing some of the tutorials and whatnot to make sure I could get the game up and running. Which, I will add, is a nightmare to get this game up and running. But we have, and here we are. I would have very much enjoyed playing this on the original console, but unfortunately that gets a little bit difficult, and if there's any situation where I have to record off of the actual gamepad, that is simply not something that I could do. So I have to go through other means. But you do what you gotta do. I, of course, had a very poor time with my experience with Canvas Curse. I am hoping that my time with Rainbow Curse is significantly better. We shall see. The plot here is simple enough, and spike to the butt. All of the color was drained from the world, and our small paintbrush fairy friend managed to bring color back to us and Bandana D, so that we may go help save her world. And that's about the size of it. Of note, I think that's kind of interesting, is Kirby was straight up taken out at the start. Just right there in the cutscene. If Paintbrush Friend hadn't come by and brought color back to us, as it just did for Kirby. I mean, kind of a cheap shot, but win's a win. So file 1 is what I played on, which is very much the intro. We'll start on number 2. So there's story mode, there's challenge mode. As I mentioned at the end of Triple Deluxe, moving forward, I am going to emphasize my own... I'm going to prioritize, not emphasize. I'm going to prioritize my own enjoyment. So that means there is the challenge mode in this game. Okay, so I'm going to prioritize my own enjoyment. Especially knowing that some of the spin-off and side games within the Kirby series can be a little troubling. So, there is the story mode proper, there is the challenge mode, which the challenge mode are just very small timed challenges. I will at the very least look at them. I do not give any guarantees that I will be completing all of them. If it ends up feeling like an okay challenge, then sure. We'll judge that as we go, I just don't give any guarantees. Also, playing through the game itself, there are collectibles in every stage, which I love these collectibles, by the way. But what I'm going to do is my very first playthrough, I'm going to collect the ones that I collect, whichever ones I happen to find. I am not going to worry about going back and collecting the ones that I missed right away. When we get to the end of the game, if I feel like I am up for it, I will go back and collect the missing chests. But this is another thing I do not necessarily give any guarantees on. So, all said, let's play some Kirby. Just gonna play the cutscene again? Okay, let's just watch the cutscene again. It's the butterfly. I kind of enjoy that Kirby is rolling around in this game. Not even because he has to, he wasn't turned into a ball or anything, he's just like, oh, this is fun. I'm gonna do that. A rare shot at Waddle Doo. We don't often see Waddle Doos. I think especially in 3D. Hand boss back. Always gotta be a hand boss. So I think the things on its palms are supposed to be eyes. But I always think of it as being an open mouth with one big tooth. Pointy Spear saves the day. Hand boss goes running. And if Kirby 64 is any indication, Kirby is 100% on helping this lady. But he also lost his apple, which means it's personal. Okay, level 1, Green Valley. This is going to be our tutorial, effectively. So the 5 blue circles are because there are 5 chests in the stage. So it takes 2 taps to break one of these star blocks. And you can tap Kirby to make him spin faster. Spinning can also destroy enemies. And we can draw. So thus far, it is just like Canvas Curse. Made it. So there's our first chest. They're relatively easy to get in this first stage, of course. I don't know if that's gonna work. Hey, it worked! Oh, you want me to go down there? Oh, I'm out of rainbow. So you get back an amount of rainbow pretty quickly, or at least it feels that way. So the little donut blocks you can break with 1 spin, but the star blocks take 2 hits. And at 100 stars, I'm trying. Oh, I have to hold, I think. Second chest. And this is kind of a neat. It's kind of a neat ability. You get 100 stars, and that lets you go into your, like, big ol' power move mode. And get wrecked. So you can also break this clay just by drawing over it. So I think the color of the line, it felt there like it was when I had very little left. I was originally thinking that it was when it was about to fade away. It is a little bit weird that I have to draw over it. Kind of too high there, but whatever. So the monochrome space you cannot draw in. I got two. Got three of them. Got three of them. And there is... I guess we're going down. Maybe it is when it's about to fade out. I feel like the... I'm pretty sure there's a chest in this room, but I have no idea where it is. There it is, found it. Got it! I was gonna say something, I don't know what I was gonna say. I mean, I want that... No, I want the book is what I want. Don't even know what the book is. But it's unique and special and abnormal. I love the little clay things turning into numbers. I think another criticism this game got was that though the clay is an amazing aesthetic, it doesn't really do anything with it. Hey. So the chests have figurines in them, which are these. Okay, well, I can't figure out... supposedly you can, like, zoom in on them, but I couldn't figure out how to do that. So, secret diary. Oh! I made a friend today. His name is Kirby. This guy's called Waddle Dee. New buddies are the best. That's adorable. Okay, well, let's go ahead and back out. You can't see it, there is a back button on the gamepad in the lower left-hand corner. So that is stage 1. Again, we only got 3 of the 5 chests. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that now. Up the big old tree. So, stage 2. Stage 2 will be next time. Again, though, I give no guarantees on what chests I will get. I think it would be neat to collect all the little figurines, but if by the end of this I just don't have it in me, then I don't have it in me. We'll see. So, next time, we'll be up the big old tree. Until then, everybody.